Hi everyone, welcome to PA 118, the Insurance for Pharmacy Technicians course. I am Sarah Davis and I will be your instructor for the next 10 weeks. So I just want to talk first a little bit about the course in general, and then we're going to look at some of the material for this week. So in this course, you're going to be using the textbook with the cover that you see here on this first slide. It's called Medical Insurance for Pharmacy Technicians. And basically what we're going to be exploring in the next 10 weeks is pretty much everything you might want to know about how to process a prescription using pharmacy insurance. So we're going to look at all of the different types of insurance, how to process those types of claims, and then in general, just some accounting things regarding pharmacy and how that works. Basically how the laws apply to insurance. So we're going to look at HIPAA and things like that you've looked at in other courses, but we're going to be looking at them in relationship to insurance. So how does it affect us as we work with the patient's insurance companies and things like that. So those are the main things that we're going to be covering in this particular week. Each week you will be responsible for 3 basic things. You will be responsible for posting in the discussion posts. So each week that there is a discussion post, you have to do an initial post by Wednesday, and that initial post must be at least 200 words. And then you also need to post 2 responses each week by Sunday. Those responses need to be about 50 words each. So not just I agree, I disagree, things like that. The intent of those responses is to encourage the discussion to continue. So you want to ask questions, things like that, so that the conversation can be continued by other students. So keep in mind it's discussion. So we want everybody to participate. So that's one thing that you're going to be responsible for each week. The next thing that you're going to be responsible for each week is an assignment. So that assignment is going to come from this textbook. For example, for Chapter 1, you're going to be doing work at the end of the chapter. You're just going to be submitting it into a Word document and submitting it to me that way. So make sure that you read carefully. Some weeks we're only doing part of the end of the chapter work. Some weeks we're doing more, so it just depends on how much of the chapter we're covering. So make sure that you read that carefully so that you know what to turn in each week. And then finally, there is a weekly quiz. And in addition to that quiz, on weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, and weeks 6, 7, 8, 9, you'll also have a midterm and a final, which will have obviously more questions on it and be worth more points and be cumulative. So the midterm covers the first 4 weeks, final covers the last 5 weeks, 4 weeks. So same idea. At any point as you're going through, though, and if you have questions, make sure that you reach out to me. Finally, before we look at this week's material, make sure that you read the announcements that I post. You'll find my contact information there. I am available to you by email, by phone, or by text. So reach out to me if there's something that I can help you with. So this week we are looking at Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called From Prescription to Payment. How to become a pharmacy technician insurance specialist. So the idea in this chapter is basically looking at the process from point A to point B. So they're going to kind of go through some of those key terms that you're going to be learning. Lots and lots of key terms. Make sure that you go through those before you attempt your quiz for sure. One of the most important benefits of pharmacy benefits is the fact that, obviously patients are spending a lot of money and insurance covers a lot of that for many of our patients. And being able to file insurance claims properly and collect those payments for the prescriptions and interact with those health insurance companies is going to ensure that our pharmacy is also receiving the funds that they are due. And if they don't receive the funds they are due, you're not going to get paid. So it's really important to understand how these pharmacy benefits work. So they're going to go through and talk to you a little bit about medical insurance basics, some of the different things that terminology that's used in medical insurance. What exactly is it? What do we call it? What's the premium? What's a copay? All of those types of things. Medically necessary. So a lot of definitions that you're going to be seeing this week as they kind of go through and look at how it all works. They're going to give you a brief overview of some of the different sources of medical insurance, whether it's private plans, government plans, things like that. And then finally, they're going to go through the pharmacy billing cycle. So what happens when a prescription is brought to the pharmacy? What do you have to do? What do we do first and what do we do last? So all of those steps are going to be covered in this chapter. So as you're going through this, keep in mind that this first chapter's got a lot of new information. If you have any problems or questions with this chapter, please make sure that you reach out to me, as well as anything else throughout the next 10 weeks. Make sure you're reaching out to me for that. And have a great week.